Welcome to Protected by Coursera, the podcast designed for small and mid-sized businesses who want to reduce risk, protect their data, and stay ahead of today's cyber threats without getting buried in technical jargon. I'm your host, Rick Valdez. Each episode, we break down real-world cybersecurity risks and give you practical, actionable steps to keep your business secure. Let's start with a simple but critical question. What actually happens if your business gets hacked? Most business owners assume it's just an IT problem, maybe a temporary inconvenience, but the reality is very different. A cyber attack is not just a technical issue, it's a business interruption, a financial risk, and in some cases, a reputation crisis. Today, I'll walk you through exactly what happens from the moment of breach to the long-term consequences. Most attacks don't look dramatic. There's no flashing screen, no warning sirens. Instead, it's usually something subtle. An employee clicks on a phishing email, a weak password gets compromised, an unpatched system is exploited. Or in some cases, it starts with a simple phone call that seems legitimate. Someone on your team might receive a call from Microsoft, Apple, Geek Squad, or even your bank or credit card company. The caller sounds professional. They try to create a sense of urgency. They may say, "There's been a suspicious activity or a critical issue that needs immediate attention." And that's often how a breach begins. This is called social engineering, specifically vishing or voice phishing. Attackers aren't hacking your system at this stage. They're manipulating your people. They might ask for a password or a verification code. They may request remote access to fix an issue. They may direct your employee to a fake support site or even guide them into approving a fraudulent payment. Once that access is granted, even briefly, the attacker is inside. They may sit inside your system for days or even weeks, learning how your business operates before taking action. Once inside, attackers typically do one or more of the following. Number one is steal data, which includes customer records, financial information, employee data, proprietary business information, and other data. Number two is deploy ransomware. This locks your files, shuts down your systems, and they demand payment to restore access. Three is they compromise email systems. They may send fraudulent invoices, attempt to redirect payments, and impersonate leadership. They may also create a backdoor so that they can get in and return later, even if you think the issue is fixed. And this is where it becomes very real. Within hours or days, you may experience computer systems moving slowly or completely going offline. Employees are unable to work, phones stop working, customers can't reach you, and productivity and revenue come to a halt. If ransomware is involved, you're now facing a decision: pay the ransom or attempt recovery on your own. Neither option is simple. The financial impact goes far beyond IT repair. You may incur a loss of revenue during the downtime, incident response and recovery costs, legal and compliance expenses, regulatory fines, and for many small businesses, this can be devastating. In fact, a significant percentage of small businesses never fully recover from a major cybersecurity incident. Depending on your industry, a breach may trigger mandatory data breach notification, client or customer disclosures, regulatory investigations, issues with credit card payment processors, and if sensitive data is exposed, you may be legally required to notify every affected individual. This can quickly escalate to lawsuits, penalties, and long-term compliance oversight. Reputation damage is the most underestimated risk, especially if you're in the financial, legal, healthcare, or nonprofit sectors. Once trust is broken, customers may leave, prospects may hesitate, partners may reconsider relationships, and unlike computer systems, reputation is much harder to restore. The hidden risk is that it happens again. Here's something most people don't realize. If a breach isn't handled properly, it's not over. The key takeaway is a cyber attack is not just a technology issue. It's a full business risk event that affects operations, financial and legal standing, brand reputation, and the most dangerous assumption you can make is it won't happen to us. We're a small business. We don't have anything. This is why the number one thing that you can do to protect your company is to train your people. Again, this is called security awareness training. If you're uncertain about your current security posture, ask your IT service provider to perform a security risk assessment. We're also happy to work alongside your IT provider to perform a free security risk assessment. We'll evaluate environment, identify vulnerabilities, and give you a clear, actionable plan without the technology overwhelm. You can find a link to our security risk assessment in the podcast notes. Thanks for listening to Protected by Corsair. If you found this episode helpful, be sure to follow us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify, and share it with another business owner who needs to hear this. In the next episode, we'll discuss cloud security myths, why Microsoft and Google Workspace aren't handled for you. Stay protected.